This week, my aunt and uncle came to Manila and decided that they wanted to go see UST and go on a food crawl. UST is fine. I don't actually remember when was the last time I've actually been on campus, so I figured going there to see what it looks like now would be a good experience. The food crawl, however, was the highlight of that day because people that come over here in Manila would usually go on a food crawl in Binondo, partly because the food is good, but mostly because it's what's popular, and that is also what most people make content about. However, this time around, my aunt proposed that we go on a food crawl in Banawe, Quezon City instead, where there were actually a lot of food to be had. Also, special surprise at the end. Today's video will be highlighting that day out and much more. Let's get started. Roll intro. Hello everyone, my name is Siege, and I think at this point, this Paris Olympics shirt has been used and abused by me quite a lot. I think I've worn this shirt a couple of times on this channel already, and it's only been like, what, 6 episodes for us? Or have I? I don't know. It feels like I've worn this shirt a little too much already. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. A few years ago, while I was deciding where to go to college, one of my friends suggested that we should go try out going to UST. UST is the oldest university in Asia with 414 years and is also known for its strong reputation in Philippine education. So yes, I've been on campus before. However, at the time, UST wasn't even in my options because the course that I wanted wasn't offered. I say the course that I wanted, but it was actually the course that I settled for, which was IT. Nowadays, I think UST has an ID program, but at that time, they didn't. Which reminds me, this is a self-improvement series and channel, but I haven't said anything useful yet. So I'm gonna start with this one. Self-improvement tip number 1. Don't let other people's opinion discourage you from doing what you think will make you happy. At the time that I was choosing colleges, I was asked about what course I've decided on. My first choice, even during that time, was culinary arts. However, I was met by someone saying, culinary? That's just a glorified kitchen staff. I don't know what course exactly that they wanted me to take, but little Siege took that to heart and got discouraged to even try. Aside from that, the opinions of people around me scared me because the culinary school that I wanted to go to was in the bad part of the city at that time. Ultimately, I gave up on the idea of going to culinary school. I instead went with IT, and I was unhappy, so I shifted. I then went to business school, and that scared the hell out of me, and I dropped out. At the end of it all, I still went to culinary school because at the end of the day, that was what made me happy, and that was what I wanted to do in life. I didn't finish though, but the years that I was in there were the best years of my life. Moral lesson was, if you have the capabilities or the power, take control of your own decisions, because only you know deep in your loins about what you want to do in your life. It doesn't matter what I say or what other content creator or family member or priest or whatever your guiding light is say, because at the end of the day, the person making the decision is you. For myself and other creators out there, we do this to share information to the world, or like a guide, but we do not expect you to take our word as fact or like the one all be all. Take the information that we share to help you make an educated decision about whatever. But, you know, just be careful about who you get your information from. Which of course will lead me to self-improvement tip number 2. Try your best not to make mistakes, but when you do, know that it does not define you. I know that this is very cliche, but unless what you did was extremely messed up and people were hurt or affected by what you did, in which case, fuck you, your mistakes do not define you unless you let it. Life is about making mistakes. You're human. It's only natural. Fail the test? Tough shit. I'm sorry to hear that, but you can go and do better on the next one if you study harder. Take the L, learn from it, move on, and become stronger than you were. Failing is half the experience. You won't get better if you don't fail over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Shout out to all the students trying hard for y'all exams. You got this. After going around for a while, we decided to move on to eating. And boy oh boy did we eat. Special segment time again. Siege's unsolicited food reviews. Before I start, I would like to point out that we came here via Grab, so we didn't need parking. If you plan to come here, you might not want to bring a car because these places do not have good parking. Also, I'm sorry if I'm massacring any of the pronunciations of this. Thank you. First up, Muy Hong. Muy Hong is a hole-in-the-wall restaurant located in 552 Banawe Street, Santa Mesa Heights, Quezon City. Though the restaurant itself only has 5 tables to its name, the stream of customers ordering their best-selling amoy lumpia doesn't stop. What makes their lumpia different from most of the fresh lumpia I've had is the hot sauce, one soy, and this sort of crispy seaweed thing, which I later found to be fried seaweed noodles. Of course, it's fresh as it can be since they will assemble this thing as you order them. None of that pre-made stuff. Aside from the lumpia, we got some machang, which is savory sticky rice wrapped in a banana leaf. It usually has some kind of meat or vegetable inside too. This one though has all of it. The lumpia, dude, was absolute fire. The vegetables were seasoned just right, and the hot sauce that they put on it was not too spicy that Satan would come out of your poo hole. No, it was perfect. The crispy seaweed noodles gives it a bit of a crunch, adding to the wonderful texture. The raw garlic gives it a bit of a kick, but I would prefer having the garlic in the sauce instead. Speaking of the sauce, it was pretty sticky, which makes the overall texture a little bit weird, but the taste makes up for it, so it's fine. I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I like it. Picasso. For the machang, honestly, I don't like this dish specifically. I don't like the texture. However, out of the ones that I've also tasted in the past, this one tastes the best. If you order this though, make sure that this restaurant would be the only one that you'll be visiting because oh my god, this thing is dense. There were both chicken and pork in this one and mushroom as well, but again, I didn't enjoy it as much. An indicator that this thing is good is that despite that, I still managed to finish one. Imagine if you like that dish though, you will enjoy this a lot. I'm giving Muy Hong a 4 out of 5. I'd like to visit this place again next time so I can taste their other dishes. They have fried noodles, pata, and I think they had hot and sour soup too. Dude, I love that. Next place is Fong Wei Wu. Fong Wei Wu is located in 82B Samat Street, corner Banawe, Quezon City. It is a small canteen-style Taiwanese restaurant. Honestly though, this place has some charm. Similar to Muy Hong, this place has limited seating. We probably ordered a little too much here, not gonna lie, cause by the end of this, boy was I about to blow. The first dish that we chose was a braised pork dish. It looked pretty good when we were choosing, so taste-wise, surprisingly bland. Usually when meats are braised for as long as this, you would expect that the flavor would be deep and rich, since the taste would or should be seeped deep inside the meat fibers. It wasn't. Might need a little bit of salt or pepper, but it was so tender. The fat on it was delicious and the meat falls apart very easily. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. We also got a steamed pampano. I was loving the flavors on this dish. It was very subtle, but subtle tastes are usually what makes the taste of fish pop, as compared to pork where it is important that you have a strong taste. It was also pretty nice to get a break from massively oily food with each bite of this. It tasted very fresh. Score 4 over 5. This is excellent. Stir-fried oysters was the highlight of this restaurant, or at least for me. It tasted amazing. It was sweet and salty and a little bit spicy. With the exception of baked tahong, this is probably the best shellfish dish I've ever tasted in my life. 5 out of 5 would 100% go back to this restaurant just for this. I didn't get to taste the stir-fried mustard leaves, but I was told that it was very bitter, so I guess I dodged the bullet on that. I don't know what to tell you. Last dish was some kikiam. This is different from the kikiam that we have on the street. This was very tasty. The texture was pretty good too, but I can't put my finger on it. The best way I can describe it is that it was too moist. God, I hate that word. Anyway, score 3.5 out of 5. I'm giving Fong Wei Wu a 3.75 out of 5. Ambience was good and food was okay, except for the oysters, which were the GOAT. We had a few more places on our list, but we were already too full, so we went straight to dessert in Ice Burgs. I already knew about Ice Burgs since I was a child, so might be a little biased. This place is the shit. For dessert, I ordered their super halo halo. To differentiate with the normal halo halo, the super halo halo has two. That's right, 2 scoops of ice cream. Compared to other halo halos I've had in the past, this halo halo is very creamy. I don't know what they did to it that made it like that, but it works. Aside from that, they also put some cornflakes on here for a bit of a crunch as an alternative to using pinipig. Pretty dope if you ask me. 5 out of 5 would halo again. I'm not giving Ice Burgs a rating because I only had one thing and it would be unfair because of, bias. So yeah. That concludes our day out, and I hope you enjoyed the You thought it was over? No! The next day was even better, dude. I didn't plan on making content out of this day because this was supposed to be an event where the creators can unplug and stuff, which is why I didn't have footage from the start of the day. But the people that I hung out with were so inspiring that I just couldn't resist. So instead, I'll try to make the story time creative, shall we? The day started off with me in front of the computer, still waiting for a response from a work client that I'm starting to doubt the existence of. After confirming my empty mailbox, I just started to work on the script of this vlog while listening to some YouTube videos on the side. Okay, that was a lie. I was watching YouTube videos while writing the script on the side. I made the outline and only started to write the thing when I was almost about ready to prepare to head out. At around 12 PM, I started to make my way to Trinoma, where Nessa, my homie, agreed to meet before going to UP. To be honest, I was extremely anxious about this because I'm not used to meeting new people. As a matter of fact, this was the second time that I almost cancelled on an opportunity to meet new people because I felt like my heart was about to escape my chest. Not to mention, I also had some coffee while waiting. But if there was something that I learned from the other gathering that I attended last week, how badly do you want to improve? I've been scared of people for a while now, but some friends of mine helped me overcome that fear. However, those friends can't help me here, so I need to step up myself. Which leads me to self-improvement tip number 3. Fear is natural, but don't let it stop you from doing the things that you know will be good for you. This is true for going to the gym and go getting that opportunity that you really want. And I 100% want this. When Nessa arrived, we made our way to SM North to go see Game Fest, since it was nearby and we were pretty early. This is when I realized that, damn, my world is starting to get a lot more smaller because the other day, during Save Point was another event that I tried to go to meet new people within the content creation circle. Didn't get any content there because I went to a job interview hours before the event and I wanted to focus on that. But then, when the interview ended, I was on my way to the event and I don't know, I just kind of forgot that I'm a vlogger now. I met one of my elementary school classmates there, and today, I found out that one of my kindergarten classmates was there as a gaming content creator. I was like, damn! And I got over it because they probably don't even remember who I am. By the way, shout out to Nessa for not forgetting who I am after all these years. Anyway, once we got overwhelmed by the amount of people in the event and my anxious ass started to get anxiety, we made our way to UP Diliman where, can I just say, this place is so beautiful. Also, how many colleges am I gonna visit this week, huh? Am I planning to go back to school or what? We then met up with the people with Creators Unplugged, a community where creators can connect, collaborate, and grow both online and offline. I literally stole that from their Insta, so I'm not taking credit for it. I must say though, the concept of the gathering is pretty cool. We were told the story of content creators only being able to talk with each other either online or during events, in which case, they are of course working. They made this event to create a space for creators to hang out, mingle, and make friends outside of formal work environments. We were a mix of newbies, seasoned, and veteran content creators there. As a newbie, I listened carefully with what everyone had to say because this was a chance for me to learn, and of course, I went ahead and shared what I know too. Needless to say, I deeply enjoyed the experience. It was incredibly chill, and I got a chance to make new acquaintances in the process. I know that I still have a long way to go in my content creator journey, but it's nice to see that I'm not the only one, and my struggles are not just me. That's also one of the things that they wanted to point out to us, that we are not alone in our struggles in creating content, and when we feel down or burnt out, events like this will help us refresh our perspectives. After a few hours of literally just hanging out, we went to Gyud Food within the UP campus to go get some grub. Y'all know what time it is, right? CG's Unsolicited Food Reviews Part 2. Gyud Food is a food market located in Emilio Jacinto Street, Diliman, Quezon City, within the UP Diliman campus. One of the creators I was with ordered Korean food and I started to crave that too, so I ordered exactly what she did. As this is a food market, we had different food stalls to choose from and I went to this one, Soul Snack, and ordered the chicken kimbap. Fun fact about me, I love kimbap and I've tasted quite a few, so my standards for this was pretty high. For just the visuals, this meal looks great. The kimbap were a good size and the chicken was shiny and gooey with a bit of sesame seeds for aesthetics. The meal also included kimchi. Hold on, did they microwave the kimbap? And the kimchi too? No. Kimbap is supposed to be eaten lukewarm. If you heat it up, the likelihood of compromising the kimbap's form is very high. As for the kimchi, it's probably not a big deal, but for me, I like my kimchi either chilled or room temp. Kinda disappointed with that one. This thing came with soy sauce too, but I'm not a heathen, so I didn't use it. The chicken though, is pretty nice. The sauce was sweet and sticky. Chicken's texture was hard, but that is expected from a deep fried dish being microwaved, especially when it was fried batter style. For 130 pesos, I will allow it. For portions, it's 130 pesos worth of portions. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. I score Soul Snack 3 out of 5. The kimbap ruined it for me, but I'm thinking that if you order the other things on the menu like the chicken with japchae or just plain rice, your experience would have been different. Not to mention that it was already evening, so the bento might have been out there for a while now. Probably. Don't take my word for it.
Napakasarap. Tasty siya.
After eating, we made our way back to Trinoma and MRT and went home with a full heart and mind full of inspiration. This was an eye-opener for me. I have so much more to learn in content creating, and this is probably just half a step for me, but I'll get to a higher point someday. Believe it. This leads me to my last tip for this episode. Self-improvement tip number 4, try as many things as you possibly can, because each new experience opens you up to more friends, more opportunities, more insights, and more chances to be a better person. So, shoot your shot.